Well, hello there, everyone. That intro is quite old. I even have like my old room there. Jesus Christ, I completely forgot how it looks like. How are we all doing today? Hello, everyone. I can
Hello,
see
hello.
there's
No.
Andy Sandham here, Rich Morton, and Seth, as always. We're going to do a proper introduction in a moment. I'm just going to say some thanks already. Someone followed me and stuff like that. I might be missing out on alerts, by the way, guys. Do apologize. I do appreciate all the subscription and bits and all that stuff. I just can't keep a track of it at the moment. So today we're going to be playing Tomb Raider Chronicles Remastered version. We're following up after playing Tomb Raider The Last Revelation a couple of weeks ago. And then we're going to be playing the Remastered version with Andy Sandham, the level designer and the writer for Tomb Raider Chronicles, and Rich Morton, also level designer, and I believe one of the lead arts people as well.
Yeah, something like that.
Go on then, tell us what you were doing. Come on.
I think I built some levels and like helped Andy out a bit with the story stuff, but definitely not the dialogue stuff. That's all him.
Yeah.
And then kind of mentored some of the other level designers, really.
Yeah. No, you were always always there to help, and we got stuck with level design.
Yeah,
you were lead level. We didn't have official titles, but you were effectively lead level designer.
Oh, cool! Cheers for that.
What did you do, Andy?
You were the scriptwriter and level designer.
No, so I was a level designer, but I was on 5. I was primarily I was script writing, but that was the bit I was enjoying most, really. We were all a bit jaded, as we all know from a lot of reports of Tomb Raider 5 have mentioned the fact we were all a bit tired.
Yeah.
But no, I was loving writing the story. I was just kind of writing the scripts. I was just basically having a laugh and sort of channeling Father Ted and
yeah. I think I'd sort of dipped into a bit of game design as well on that one. And well, we both did, didn't we? Really?
Well, I think we all did, didn't we? All, I mean, we always sit and but I mean, if I ever got stuck or needed any kind of level designer help, Rich would be the person I'd go to. You know, he was the most experienced level designer on the team. But yeah, I mean, really, we were all hiding a bit with it in our headphones, weren't we, Rich? But
that is true.
Yeah.
The larger headphones are better as well. I've still got some big headphones now.
The larger the head, the bigger the headphones, and mine are big.
No comment there from the gay lobby here. So we're going to be playing the Tomb Raider Chronicles. These guys, unfortunately, Peter Connolly can't make it today. He might show up later, though. We never know. Seth, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us about yourself? Who are you? Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just a little YouTuber who I guess is good enough to play. So I won't be saying much. I'll just be playing for these guys. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Nice to meet you guys again.
Well, thanks for playing, Seth. Yeah.
Before we start, we're just gonna go gonna have a shout out to Troy, who is actually in the chat right now. He was one of the programmers on all 6 of the remastered games. Big Tomb Raider fan, obviously, like all the remastered team. So shout out to him. I think he really likes Chronicles and. Oh, there you go. He says hearts. Let's put this in the. There you go.
Thanks, Troy. Did a great job.
Absolutely. Oh, there's also Jason Chester as well. He was one of the artists and light artists, I believe, on the remasters as well. You two, Rich and Andy, I think you met him at Derby as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Yeah. Great job, mate. Great job.
Yeah, looking beaut, the game.
Make sure to ask all your questions regarding Tomb Raider Chronicles in the chat. Please keep it on the topic on this particular game. We're going to be playing Angel of Darkness next in June. So yeah, keep the questions asking. And Seth, would you like to start? We're going to play 1 level from Rome and 1 level from Russia. And then we're going to play the full of islands. And then we're going to play the full of VCI to cover the levels you guys did, Andy. And so this is Rome.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it?
It's very
Yeah, it does look cool.
So yeah, Andrea popped on to LinkedIn, didn't he? But he's doing well.
Yeah.
I think he's still in the game industry. He's head of some company, but
Yeah.
but he declined to come on. But he was still quite chatty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Rome level looks beautiful, doesn't it? I mean, he did build quite a lot of unique meshes like that are not on the block system to get it looking a bit more architectural, didn't he?
Okay.
But I know on this it's even more like, because, you know, remastification and all that. But
that's a good terminology, remastification.
Remastification.
You know, this is what got me into Tomb Raider. This Tomb Raider Chronicles was my first game I actually played.
Okay.
And I actually saw people play Tomb Raider 2 when I was younger, obviously. But at the time, I was obsessed with Resident Evil, and I was judging people playing that. I was like, "What are you playing? Look at me now."
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's like I remember around when I was about 12 that Raiders of the Lost Ark came out, one of me and Rich's favourite films. And I remember getting really angry with it because I thought, what have they done to Han Solo? What's happening here? That's Han Solo. I used to got really angry, and I wouldn't go and see it for about a year. It was like, no chance, that's Han Solo, it's Harrison Ford, Han Solo.
I was
and I watched
the same,
it,
to be
and
honest.
yeah. It's just weird, isn't it? And then when I saw it, I thought, oh my god, this is like the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. What have I done?
Could have had an extra year of Indiana Jones.
Just before we proceed, everyone in the chat, if you are on Twitter or Instagram or Blue Sky, whatever, please share that we're live. I did tweet about it from Tumberfash account. The more the merrier, you know. Mary Carey. The more the Mary Carey. I always say that. I don't know. Maybe I'm autistic a bit. Who knows? I haven't been diagnosed yet with anything. I'm off my ADHD pills. That's why I'm all over the shop.
Fair enough.
Have you got your red wine today, Rich?
No, I ain't got
what?
None. I know. I meant to get some on my way home because I've been at the office today.
Yeah.
And yes, no wine in the house.
Unbelievable.
Shocking.
Oh, I might have alcohol actually with me somewhere.
Just
now I should
send
keep...
it down the tubes.
Yeah, stream some over the graphics pipe.
Down the graphics pipe.
Yeah.
We got a question here. I think it's for you, Andy. In Chronicles, the graveyard in the title screen, we don't go there in game. Was there meant to be a level, except for the FMVs? Also, there's lots of Easter eggs in the graveyard and remasters. Regarding Easter eggs, I will just comment. It's the names of the developers. There is Ian Turner, who is one of the So there's also core design as well. The grave. So from the founding of core design up to 2006, which is quite cute. Also I think one of your characters, was it Rick Dangerous or something?
I
can't remember.
No, I mean, I remember Rich. I can't see you because there's the things in the way, but
I know. Covered me up.
I remember we were messing about with that. We made that graveyard for some. We were having a bit of a laugh for that, weren't we? We did that. Was it the last thing? We were fiddling about with that. So it wasn't used. We must have used it somewhere in another game or something.
I thought, did we not use it in the Times level? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I think we might have. Yeah.
Did it have a crypt as well? Or am I imagining that?
I remember I immediately thought it must have been the Times level, But we were just reusing, which is something which all good developers should do, try and reuse as much as
the TR4 stuff was in the Times level, but none of the TR5 menus.
Yeah, did you not? Was there not any of the graveyard, Seth, or
not at all?
No.
We
definitely built something else.
Yeah. Maybe it was just something we made and then we couldn't fit it in one of the other games.
I might have started building that for the Black Isle, the Irish levels, because I think I might have removed it simply because the fact it was all static meshes. And so
Yeah.
consequently, it wasn't on the grid system, so it would have just become ludicrous where you're just banging into static meshes left, right, and centre. But because I was a big Hammer horror fan, and I think just trying to make that misty graveyard. But that rings a vague bell. But I think we were doing something, weren't we, with it, Rich? We were messing about with that graveyard. We would.
Yeah.
I remember we were having a bit of a laugh with it.
Yeah, I can't bloody remember now. That's annoying. That is.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else will be.
If only bloody Pete Conley was here.
I know.
Well, he might join. He will definitely be here for the Angel of Darkness. I fucking hope he will be anyway. I will be absolutely fuming if he will not be here. And he knows I will be. He does it deliberately. We've got a question here for you, Andy. Sorry, you're saying something before the question.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say that he's not here because of his testicle goblins. Did you say or something?
No, crotch goblins.
Crotch
Don't
goblins.
say that. You probably will take it as offense. I call these kids crotch goblins.
Scotch goblins.
Crotch
testicle
goblins.
So this is one of my favourite cutscenes, I think. Is this the one where Pierre and Larson are on the roof? That's one of my favourite cutscenes.
Yeah.
Big rodents.
There you go, Andy. You. There was a new scarecrow in Ireland. Where was this planned to be used? Maybe somewhere with crow enemies?
I'm going to answer that in a second, Troy. I was just going to say this cutscene, the ice cream line. He says, "I'm going to take." He says, "You were kicked in the head." And I was really pleased with my writing here. But there was an ice cream line where he says, "I will take you for an ice cream." Yes, and this was a bit. We were messing about a bit because
I think it was milkshake, not ice cream.
Is it okay? Yeah, but it was to do with Jez and Adrian. And we were having a bit of a joke.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I can't really expand on it other than that, but we were just that was an internal gag. But anyway, sorry. So Tom Scott sent me a message on LinkedIn saying this woman had been trying to get in touch with me for years, just saying why did he take him for a milkshake? Why? She'd been getting angry for about 20 years at the fact that he could take. It's like, well, I don't know. It was the line to an amusing line. But,
what it should be is the milkshake DLC.
Oh, let's have it.
Sounds like hot coffee from GTA.
Exactly.
Right, me and Rich on the milkshake. Yeah. Sorry, Troy. So you were saying about the
Yeah, we're gonna go back to this one. There you go. Scarecrow.
I can't. Yeah, I haven't seen the. I've only seen the first island level recently. So, but I did remember building a scarecrow. But sorry. Okay, because you've seen the assets. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry, Troy. I can't remember.
Right. There's some compliments to the cutscene, and
yes,
there's one Croy saying Chronicles is such a fun game. I do think it is a very fun game. I don't know. It does get quite a bit of slack for. I know you guys didn't particularly enjoy making it as well, but I mean, it got me into Tomb Raider, so it done something right.
Have you seen it, Rich, recently?
What, this?
Yeah.
Chronicles. Yeah. I did actually play it a little bit the other day, and I've watched a couple of videos as well just to refresh myself. And no, I think it holds up better than what I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. I was really surprised there.
Yeah, and the remaster is brilliant.
Thanks, Troy.
To be honest. Yeah.
Look, they corrected this little mistake where it would clip through.
All right.
Yeah.
Sets. Apparently, they re-added the scarecrow somewhere in the hidden corner. Maybe seeing it bring back some memories. Do you know where the scarecrow is, Seth?
Not at all.
Troy, could you drop us some guidance where to find it and on which level? Because we will be playing Irish levels in a moment. So we want to know. We want to see it.
I think when I was really scared to play this or to look at any videos or walkthroughs of it for the last 5 years. But I think a couple of years ago, I think it was obviously with Ash. I think and Seth and we went through it, and I thought, no, it's actually a really good game. I just don't. I think we were just scared because we were all emotionally
Damaged.
drained. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that was it, wasn't it? We were all just tired and just were hoping to have that little year of, development without the pressure. But yeah, it wasn't to happen. So, but I think we tried as best, though. We still tried to make it the best game it could be, considering like the situation of Lara being dead, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we said, we were reusing a lot of the levels we wanted to use from 4 before it got moved to being in Egypt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a good question. Do you guys have any design documents for the levels you made? I know Jobby sent me one for his levels, which I did publish. And I think from you too, like your levels and such.
Rich has got a massive folder. It has it hidden.
Excuse me? How do I not know this?
He doesn't tell anybody about it.
I've probably got some stuff somewhere.
Oh, please send that to us, please. I would like to publish that. If you need help scanning, Andy can vouch. Although Andy did send his package into the wrong address, so that got lost.
I sent the original Tomb 5 script with all the comments that we put in that I put into to you guys as jerks, and it went to the wrong address and disappeared into the Royal Mail system for eternity. So the little jokes I put in for you and Phil.
You didn't put the return address either, so it kind of went
stupid, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that devastated
me. History down the tubes.
Yeah. But Rich, if you can find anything before our next stream, I will gladly publish it and announce it everywhere.
Rich has got a little, he's got a broom cupboard where it's just full of Tomb Raider documentation.
I've got an attic that's just full of shite.
Okay.
I'm sure it's in there. I have got quite a lot of old stuff in there, so yeah, I'll have a look. I've got like these. Can you remember when we had those National Geographic books, Andy?
The ones with the nude ladies in it.
I think you added those pages in the middle of that. They were your bookmarks. But yeah, I've still got those. I've got the National Geographic stuff with all our little post-it notes stuck to the pages.
Did we not get a series of DVDs of it was like the encyclopedia or something that we used to try and take images off, and we used to actually have CDs. You used to put them into your PC CD drive, and then you could get texts off the. I mean, good grief, people don't know how easy they've got it these days. Game development was.
I know, Substance Painter and all that. Jesus.
Do you know what I did? I was out the other day, and I was at a stately home, and I actually started taking photographs of the walls, and it must be these podcasts or these streams that are making me sort of revert back to me to my 30s. I saw a really beautiful piece of stone with it was all stained. I thought, wow, and I thought I'm going to take that, and I thought, why have I done that?
Have you got the photogrammetry stuff? Have you had a go at that, where you can scan in 3D textures and all that?
Yeah, I haven't done it recently because I know that it's advanced enormously. But I've done a bit of it. Yeah,
it is wicked, isn't it? So you can just we had PBR maps.
Yeah, we had a LiDAR over at Leeds Beckett. So you got a point cloud data, and I found some LiDAR data on the actual scanner, and somebody tried to scan the whole of Leeds with the LiDAR scanner, and it was like those point cloud files the size of the universe.
1 million megabytes.
yeah.
That's mental.
I tried to take them into Unreal, and Unreal immediately it just flopped onto its side and just died. 5 survived.
What was the most fun part of writing the story, and what was the worst?
So the funny thing about writing a story is that I just the reason that it was so cheerful and upbeat and comedic is that I just met Tracy, who Rich, my wife, who Rich knows, and I think Ash, you might have met Trace. Yes. But I just met her, so I was in love basically, and I was as happy as Larry. And other than sort of having to create the level design, the script, I was just messing about no end with the script and having a right old laugh. And so
Yeah.
the best part, I mean, it was a little bit difficult. Me and Rich had a complete laugh doing Zip in the.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
Which was kind of die-hard homage. But I think
Yeah.
Joby was always quite intense, so I had to keep fiddling with some of the dialogue and bits for Joby. Not that we're not mates with Joby, because we are. But Joby's kind of quite a serious developer. He'll put his head down and. Well, unless he's sleeping in his car at lunchtime, so he would quite often ask for changes. This is that level, isn't it? Is it?
It is. This is one of Joby's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Red, I forgot. It's Russian base. So then goes into submarine, which we're not going to play. But if you do play, there is a poster with a cleaning rota. And my name is on it in Cyrillic. I apparently clean the submarine on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're welcome.
Nice.
I'm an Easter egg in my I'm immortalized in my first Tomb Raider game, and I could not be happier. I can now die at peace. Chronicles was the first Tomb Raider that I completed. Honestly, love what you guys were able to do despite the circumstances around development. Jason Chester.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for all the hard work you put in as well. Yeah.
Thank you for that, mate. Awesome.
So these would have been forgotten if it wasn't for you guys kind of updating these with a passion, as opposed to it wasn't. The original team could tell it was a passion project for you guys as opposed to just a hack job.
Yeah, definitely. Looks totally gorgeous, to be honest.
These sort of things. Sorry, Seth, go on, mate.
Sorry, I was going to say, did Eidos ever consider letting Eidos San Francisco do Chronicles, since they had done, the Gold games, and then just letting everyone else work on Angel of Darkness? Did that cross their minds?
I don't know. I mean,
that would be actually amazing. Yeah,
I can't remember if that was even suggested to him. If my memory wasn't rubbish, because I know we were trying to get out of doing Chronicles, to be honest, and then it was just deemed that we should do it in house in Derby, and so we did. So yeah, but yeah, I mean that extra year of development for Angel of Darkness, I think would have been amazing.
Yeah, and San Francisco proved how good they were with, Unfinished Business, Golden Mask, and Lost Artifact. So it would have made sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons that me and Pete Duncan left, because when we were put into Angel of Darkness, we could see that obviously they've got a massive team of people who had no real experience. So I think me and Rich, we looked at how it was being developed, and it was becoming very, very confused. They weren't game developers. We've been doing it for 5 years, or 4 years, 3 years, 1 year.
How many years?
90. It felt like 90 years.
Yeah, it was a strange time, wasn't it? Because, like you said, we got a lot of experience, not just in Tomb Raider game design, but just in general. And the story was like the best part of Angel of Darkness at that point. I think Murty had spent a lot of time developing the story, but at that point didn't really know how to develop a game design story, if you know what I mean. Something that would work within a game, like all the narrative and the different pacing beats. And I remember there wasn't even a single tomb in one of the versions of the storyline and the script, so we had to go through and actually add tombs.
I mean, but I remember I was going to answer that in a minute, Troy, but I remember that Murty, when I saw the original script, Murty had basically written a script that encompassed the entire universe. It had every single city in the whole of the planet in the, the level design, and he hadn't scoped it in any sensible way. Nothing to do with having to go at Murty, but obviously that's what comes from understanding game development, and so the team didn't know how to scope a game. So when we arrived on it, it was like the size of the universe, And so, Rich is unfortunately, I think Rich was left to kind of scope it back down again because we skedaddled and got the hell out of there. But so
and we did cut it off. I know. We're going to be talking about Angel of Darkness in the next meeting, but yeah, it was, and we did have to cut the game in half because it was just too big.
Wasn't it supposed to be like kind of, if I remember correctly, in the early designer documents, it wasn't like open world kind of GTA style, so you could travel between different cities doing stuff.
The thing is, it was all like the hardware just wasn't ready, and we thought we'd be able to do all this streaming, and we didn't really have the engine for it, so none of that could go in because we just couldn't fit in the size of environments that we wanted. Like even classic Tomb Raider environments, the Angel of Darkness ones are nowhere near as big as those, like in memory at one time. So we had to keep loading stuff in and out and reducing detail, and I think we fiddled around with that first Parisian level for about 2 months before it were right.
I remember you telling me, because I mean, if I remember, you cut that down to just the Parisian level, didn't you? But I mean, I do remember some early game design we were doing with regards. It was to do with adapting the strength of particular limbs. So, for instance, if you were doing a lot of shimmying, you get stronger. So effectively it was like a skill tree, but you were it was a physical Lara skill tree where if you did a lot of swan dives, you'd get stronger calves or and I remember that happening, but that was well before kind of the team was put onto it and
definitely it was like,
I think it
was like the early version of what a lot of games use today, I guess. But because we didn't really have anything to measure it against, we didn't quite know how to make it work fully. I think it was better towards the end, just getting it not to feel contrived, but it did feel contrived, to be honest.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. Seth, when you go outside, can you stand by that crane for a sec? I need to tell people in the chat something.
Yes.
Before my Alzheimer's kicks in. Right, so I'm just going to drop a link now in the chat for everyone to have a look. You can have a look at the actual real-life reference photos of locations that were used by Jobby in this area, including that crane, which was in actual Bristol. There's a photo of it that he used he created a model and textures of it I used. So if anyone is interested, the link is in the chat. Have a look.
Cool.
Now, there's a question from Troy. Did you guys have more plans for Chronicles that you had to cut for time restraints?
From my perspective, I mean, it's really fascinating for me to see how much we'd squeezed Tomb 5 down level design wise, because if you look at Tomb 3, it's a sprawling monstrosity, whereas Tomb 5 is a really concise and my level definitely benefited enormously from that, and that was really because I was much more interested in writing a really funny script, and I just wanted to not have to kill myself making enormous environments. But ironically, the game works better my level certainly. But I remember I know your level quite well, Rich, because of the fact that we used to sit down and do the zip dialogue and stuff together, but
I think the whole game, I don't know, it's like Tomb Raider 4, I can't even count how many levels I built on that, and then Tomb Raider 5, I think I did 3 or even 2.
You built 1,000 on 4
VCI stuff, and that was it. And I think it was like us throttling back a little bit just because we knew we were burnt out and we didn't want to have the, like you said, massive levels, but also the massive crunch at the end, even though I think we still did have quite a bit of crunch. But
it was a better game, wasn't it, for being squeezed?
Yeah.
We were putting in more compact puzzles and more manageable pacing. Like there was downtime. There's lots more cutscenes. We were all trying. I think it was quality over quantity. Whereas Tomb 3 was quantity over quality. Really, we just were trying to. We were basically saying we can put in 75,000 tons of level. You know.
So yeah.
Before we go into Ireland, can you just quickly show the Easter egg with my name because I'm vain and everything? And whilst he's doing that, Andy, there you go. That's from Nina, the lady with giant boobies. There you go.
Thank you.
I think you should have met Nina in Derby multiple times.
I think I think
Yeah.
I remember Nina. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
she's
nice.
funny.
Thank you, Nina.
There's a question from Apollo Technologies. If you were asked to create a new script for a small Tomb Raider spin-off game, what direction would you choose to go?
I could tell you something that I did kind of know was going to happen when it went over to Crystal is that when it went dead for a few years, not the immediate reboots, when they started the new set of reboots on the island, I knew in that period they were going to do a survival horror type effort.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, empty tombs. You've got a lone woman who needs to kind of survive against the odds. I knew they were going to reboot it in a kind of. But the only problem with those reboots set on the island, I can't remember what they're called, but I played the one where there's the graveyard of ships out on the island.
Oh yeah. Is that Rise of the Tomb Raider or the one?
No, it was the first 2013.
So,
just
when they rebooted it again with Rihanna Pratchett was writing it, and I knew they were going to go kind of survival horror, but the only issue is that at the start of the game she's a very weak protagonist, and she grows up in about 37 seconds, and suddenly she's there's a lot of threatening men around, and then the next thing you know, she's kind of managed to stab the rapey guy, and then she's just back to Tomb Raider where she's pottering about the island, blowing people's heads off with in this case arrows, and it's kind of suddenly you've got no jeopardy anymore, you've got no horror jeopardy.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the poster that my name. There you go.
Look,
There's actually the rest of the guys are also developers. Levi Brown
Welcome
is one of the developers.
to Tomb Raider world.
That is. Yes. I was lying with the allergies when someone sent me the screenshot. My eyes looked like a pair of ninjas at the time because resin. And then someone sent me that, and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice."
Cool.
Actually, we can now go to islands.
Lovely.
Said no one ever. What were the inspiration for the island levels?
It was I remember the Black Isle Tintin book that Tintin, the Hergé Adventures of Tintin. When I was a kid, just the cover of this book where Tintin was going out to this little Scottish island. I ended up living there and kind of growing up in Scotland, but it was really spooky, and just kind of the isolation and the emptiness, and which is pretty much all of where I lived in Scotland, is the isolation and the fear of farmers. That's another
and bears, Scottish bears.
I was going to put you in bears.
Excuse me, we're not scared of Scottish bears. We love them.
Said,
by the way, please check Discord for next level. I think this is where the scarecrow is. There's a screenshot.
Okay.
I left you. Sorry, Andy, carry on.
Yeah, no. It's just that was it, really. I mean, but I always wanted to make a horror level. All of my levels, I've been attempting endlessly to make a horror level. Love horror films, and this was really my effort to make a kind of Hammer House of Horror. Mike Mignola, Hellboy, was a massive influence at the time. Which this is pretty much ripped out of one of the Hellboy comics. This crooked man on the gallows tree. But yeah, so I just I loved horror. But we did, I went around a lot of sites in Ireland and Scotland that were haunted or had folklore to do with water kelpies. I know a lot of people get worried about Jenny Greenteeth, and so it wasn't so much research, but I just loved going around to spooky places, and then they would find their way back into the kind of design, really, which I know Rich does a lot of as well.
Yeah, well, you've got to, haven't you? It's it's part of the course, isn't it? Just try and get as much reference as you can, and visit as many places as you can. For the VCI levels on this, it was just an office building, so I literally just had a look at government buildings, hotels, Die Hard, Matrix. That was my inspiration, I guess, for those.
It does have a lot of vibes from Catherine Zeta-Jones from what is it, The Enchantment?
Yeah, it was like all those films were out at that point, weren't they? And I think we just got DVDs or whatever the format was at that point, and just watched the hell out of that sort of stuff and took notes and
stole
a lot of stuff, but not inspirationized a lot of stuff.
Yeah, thanks,
Nina.
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 Nina
and two girls.
Oh right, yeah. No, that was Phil that built that.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised. Yeah, I think that was just decoration. But Phil will have built. I mean, Phil, is a lover of horror as well. Like me, Rich, and Phil, kind of the big horror fans.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if that was meant to be like something you could shoot at one bit. That scarecrow.
Yeah, maybe.
You can't shoot though on this level. She doesn't have guns.
I bet you any money it's something to do with Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
So it'll be Sleepy Hollow kind of reference because we were buying a lot of props from films at the time.
Yeah.
And I'd bought in a lot of Sleepy Hollow props. So I bought in a gigantic painting of Christina Ricci and Michael Gambon. It was about 10 foot tall. About 6 foot tall in a massive frame, and it was featured in the film Sleepy Hollow. I bought it from the prop store, cost about £1.5 million. And
you could afford it back then, couldn't you, Sugar Daddy?
It cost a lot of money. But anyway, so when I became a pauper, some years later, I had to try and sell it back to the prop store. And so I thought, well, I need to sort of value this gigantic painting of Michael Gambon and, a proper oil painting, beautiful thing. So I watched Sleepy Hollow, and then in the scene with that painted in, you could just see a little bit of foot of Michael Gambon. And there was, just a little tiny bit of the corner of the painting. And I thought, I've bought a bloody painting that's cost £1.5 million. That's in... There's one centimetre of it in the corner of one scene of Sleepy Hollow. I've still got the powder horns, actually. They're sitting just behind this computer here. I should get them out.
Nice.
I can see them with my eyes, Rich.
You can see them with your eyes?
They're there.
You sure?
Hey, powder horns.
Can't see them.
I'm going to get them. Hang on, I'm going to get one.
Go on. Just gonna wait for Andy to answer that one in a moment. The imps in this and next level, those little creatures, they are voiced by one and only Peter Connolly, who sped up his own voice, giggling.
Yeah.
He was like, and those are imps. I do have the original voice. It's very creepy, yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Pete actually sounds like that in real life. He slows his voice down whenever he speaks to people.
I wish he would.
Whose idea was it to put a water enemy in the level where you are weaponless? I know you need to trap it to defeat it, but still trauma. It is.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a lot of interesting design opportunities when you remove weapons. You know, we've all done it on various levels in Tomb Raider, but you know, so I can't remember. I think we might have, Rich, we might have sat down and discussed how the pacing and I talked about not putting weapons in this level.
Yeah.
And we were quite protective of Lara.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, because we had a lot of people suggest stuff. And we were like, nah, she wouldn't do that, or no, she wouldn't appear in that location, or whatever it was. I don't know if that was, I don't know, just trying to protect her a bit, or
yeah, because she was a kid, wasn't she? You know, in my that's why we were we were traumatized when we saw the cutscene come back with her just about to take her top off, and
I know
we were like, hello,
it's a bit off.
Yeah.
But with the weapons thing, I noticed, because I watched some of your levels the other day, and she has a catapult, you know, a slingshot.
Yeah.
And I think at one point we were going to make that into a weapon that she could actually fire. So you could get stones that became ammo, and then you could fire it. But then that was another thing that got removed because you were like, I don't want any weapons really. So it became more of a puzzle item, didn't it? Where you had to ring a bell or something.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right, because I was looking at it and it removes the player agency where you you used to be able to kill the imps, I think, with the catapult, but it was causing too many issues, wasn't it? So eventually it became iron that destroys the little imps, you know, iron destroys demons and whatever. But I was looking at that in because I've only played this level out of these levels. And I couldn't figure out why we'd suddenly removed all the player agency from the last sequence where she just throws an iron clapper bell at the. So I think, you know, we wanted that as a weapon, but again, I think Tom might have been having trouble with the nav mesh and what have you on the imps. Georgie, don't match in-game cutscenes and levels. Especially last scene looks like Lara trying to escape from Tomb of Semiket. Do you remember that, Rich?
No, I don't actually. I know that sometimes the FMVs were like, "Oh, that's a cool bit. I like that bit."
But this is the bit where she should have. She should have been shooting. She should have been shooting them, and she just chucks it, and there's no player agency
around the head. Should have been beating them up with it.
Knocking
you
them
know
up.
what? I do like the FMVs in Ireland when it begins, when she's under. I know it's not you who made those FMVs. It was French company who done Dirty French. Dirty French. But I do like even though obviously they're Dirty French, but they made it quite funny to me when she's like taking her top off.
Yeah, that's it.
And as soon as she's getting addressed, Catholic priest shows up.
Yeah,
a child undressing.
Okay, I see. So I've never thought of it like that. Yeah, maybe they were having a bit of a laugh. Yeah. But we were a bit worried about that. But no, I should point out I do love the French. And it wasn't specifically to do with it being a French FMV, but just when it came out, we were a bit.
Yeah, we were just taking the piss. We're not like hating on anyone.
No. I think it was one of them things that was a bit edgy, and it was not us who deemed that it wasn't worthy for the game. I don't think. I think it was just like, we can't change it. We haven't got time. Gonna have to put it in.
Well, no, it's because we had to. The FMVs were sent over, weren't they? To to save money. This is my favourite ever bit of design and artwork. That I remember when Phil gave me all the models back, and I was putting them in, and I thought this looks fantastic. And again,
you're a big fan of Madonna.
I love Madonna.
Well, there you go. Well, that's why you have her on the level. She's wearing. She's overdressed though.
You see that getting the thing out of the cap on the end of the pew, unscrewing it. Where did I get that from, Rich? Come on.
It was Jesus. I can't remember.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Rock.
Oh yeah. It
was the end of the Rock, wasn't it?
You spoiled it then because you gave me the movie title.
Well, yeah, I was just saying it was The Rock. Yeah, it was the end of The Rock.
Yeah,
But also this was influenced by Name of the Rose, which I
Yeah.
actually watched the other night again.
I think
Joe, you turnip.
I think you might have inspired J.K. Rowling to write Harry Potter as well with these levels.
Well,
Very-
I've heard
very
that
Harry
is,
Pottery.
it is a rumor. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Really?
Lara Hermione.
we're joking, Ash. But,
I know you are. I realized
Or are
you
we?
were as soon as I said really, and then I realized I'm taking the piss as always.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Awesome.
No,
Look at that.
and
Okay.
I kept doing Evil Dead cameras. I was obsessed with. Yeah.
But they work really well.
We're
They-
gonna
they
ask
work really
you,
well.
Andy, something about another game. Even though I did ask you guys to keep it for Tomb Raider Chronicles. However, this is a very important question about Tomb Raider 3. So, Mr. Whopper here, I do love the ice cream, just completed Tomb Raider 3 and have a question for Andy. Why does he hate the player so much?
Well, yeah, as you've seen from my videos online, you've got some revenge there. So yeah, hopefully that's given you some satisfaction to see me.
Oh, please drop a link to your channel again, please, Andy, so I'll spam it to people to follow you, give you a follow, and have a watch on your audio, also in your book as well. Everyone, I'm going to just drop a links in the chat, so if you're interested, please follow Andy on subscribe to Andy on YouTube and watch his videos so he gets finally past the payment thresholds to be eligible to be partner, and buy his book if you're interested in game design. He will talk about his book in a moment as well, once he pastes me the links.
Okay, I've just lost.
Oh, there you go. You have a fan, Andy. Great
Thank
channel,
you.
Andy.
I can't. I am looking. I've now lost the link.
Well, don't worry, it's fine. We'll wait. Richard, do you have any books you want to promote or channels?
No, but I think I'm going to steal Andy's ideas and do a book and a channel.
Hey,
I'll do a bit
Great.
of collaboration with Mr. Sandham on some of my levels.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. We're gonna go through Richie's levels, yeah. Let me just get the link to the book.
Nina says subscribe to Andy on OnlyFans. Yes.
Oh my god! You need to do a pin-up calendar, Andy.
I am more shocked that you guys know what OnlyFans is.
I've got no idea. I was just laughing.
It's for people who are fans of movie
Only.
stars.
Right. The link to your playlist just went. And okay, we are streaming on 3 multiple platforms at the time. By the way, you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and I can see the comments from all the 3. Although I haven't seen anything from Facebook yet, I'm not sure if it works. But
Sorry, guys. I should have prepared this beforehand, shouldn't I?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. And here's Andy's book.
Yeah, it's because I'm not shamelessly commercial, so I didn't prepare them beforehand. No, I've given. Don't worry, Ash. So the book is basically 12 years of teaching game design, and so I have learnt through analyzing games and from obviously designing games for 12 years, 20 years in the industry, 12 years teaching. And it's a very much a game design specific book, and it's very much hands-on and practical examples of how to game design, as opposed to kind of some of the more aesthetic offerings from other authors. We've got tips and techniques, how to put together games from a game design perspective. Rich has read it, and I think there was some useful tips in there. And
nice. It is actually very good. It's like, if you want to be a game designer, if you want to teach game design, then it is a very, very good step-by-step, book of how to do that.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Great
and if
book.
you want to study game design, you can study it with Andy. He's an academic as well.
It is basically the first 6 the first 6 classes that I teach at university.
Yeah.
This is interesting though, because I haven't played this bit again since, but this is like a Navi. You've got a Navi guiding you through which I'm guessing is the Labyrinth.
Those fucking werewolves are fucking petrifying. Just so I'm gonna say that out there.
Werewolves.
Yeah, and the hag as well. sorry, I was dissing Madonna before. She's definitely not the death. She's the hag, obviously. And she's wearing her normal clothes there, like, tits out and stuff.
Werewolf.
Oh, it's gonna.
There she
That's
is.
what's happened.
It's gonna get you.
Come on, come here.
Quick, get in there.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, see
Come on,
the windmill there is kind of straight out of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Have you seen
Hello,
the
honey.
Epic Universe stuff? They've got a windmill in that. It's like the Universal Monsters
Ah,
land.
right.
Um,
Have they
check
stolen that
it
from
out.
us?
They've nicked it from you.
They're from Tomb Raider.
They have,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a
what I
flaming
thought, Rich.
windmill. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Fellow UK development studio Argonaut Games opened 1982 and closed in 2024, reopened its doors last year and is publishing developing games independently now. Do you think something like that will be possible co-design in the future?
It's interesting. I know somebody. Did you know? I knew somebody from Argonaut, and they used to work with Jez San. Used to run Argonaut. Yeah. When I was at Bullfrog, the Jez San Argonaut was quite a big company. They went a bit more to do with tech, didn't they? But
yeah.
But Rich is thinking about reopening Core.
I think it has been tried once before by Troy, didn't it? He kind of opened Core Design Studios, but it was more of an outsource studio.
Troy?
Yeah. He copyrighted the name and everything. But,
it was the graphic design kind of animation.
Yeah,
studio.
he did some work for us at my current place where I work. Like, we had some assets made by them. So yeah, it was nice to see him again.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We just got to kind of see him again, and then he went.
I know.
So the question there. Sorry, Rich, go on. Yep.
No, I was just going to say. I mean, you can never say never with core design. I mean, I don't know if Jez would ever be interested in putting some more money into that sort of thing, but you never know. You never know.
Invite him for a milkshake.
I would die for a milkshake right now.
Father Patrick. So as I said on my YouTube channel, so basically, he wasn't inspired. There's quite a lot of nicking going on with regards the same sense of humor as Father said, basically. So down with that sort of thing, and a lot of the kind of dialogue of actual Father Ted dialogue was implemented within the script. And here's a fun fact: I actually went to one of the recordings of Father Ted live at the can't remember the name of the studios, but yeah, so I saw kicking Father Brendan up the arsehole. I saw that episode live.
Excellent.
I saw it live. Yeah,
that's brilliant. I didn't realise that.
Yeah. And what was his name? Dermot. I can't remember the Father Ted's actual name.
What, Dougal? Or...
No, Ardler Hanlon. That was Dougal, but it was Ted was.
I can't remember.
Dermot
O'Leary. Was it?
No, that's the.
That's the Big Brother's little brother presenter.
Yeah.
But no, he was hilarious. He was amazing. But really oddly, the tea woman, who's the woman who does the tea? Mrs. Doyle. Mrs. Doyle was really miserable with the audience and kept complaining about somebody laughing too loud, which I thought was really strange. Yeah,
sounds like me.
That's bizarre.
They kept redoing the text, and you had to keep laughing. But there was one woman kept going like, and so Mrs. Doyle kept.
Sorry, it was me.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never seen an episode of Father Ted Mala. Actually, I have seen one ages ago. I can't remember what it was. I'm foreign.
But I mean, yes, he is inspired by Father Ted. But I mean, part of the role of Father Patrick was to do with the actor. We've got a really great Irish character actor for the recording sessions, and he was just really funny, and he would just kind of he delivered it in such a great
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah,
Didn't he? He knew exactly
yeah.
the tone and the
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Who did the voiceover for this Russian person? Why does he not sound very Russian to me?
Well, I tried to correct that in the recording studio, and his name was, I can always remember his name, but I've forgotten tonight. But we used him on the previous game, and we were at a stage in video game VO where actors would think they were slumming it. So you couldn't really get him to. I was kept saying, "Well, no, you try not to do the sort of super cliched. I am from the Transylvania." I say, try not to do that.
Window, comrade.
Yeah. But it wasn't. It was the same guy doing those roles, and he was a really good voice. He was a really good voice actor, but he was he wouldn't take direction. He got in a mood. Because they thought who are these kids doing this crap?
It sounds very Red Alert, where they put like a very fake Russian, like construction complete, new construction option.
As you said that, I mean, I've got to give him some credit for reading some of the lines I've written on this. I mean, they're quite fruity, let's say.
Was that Kerry Shale?
I don't think it was. I think it was Corey something. Corey.
What other character did he voice in the previous one?
Corey Feldman.
I can't remember. But I remember both times at the recording session that he was a little bit aloof, as if a little bit kind of like, what are these kids doing? Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Irish Father Patrick guy, he was just totally professional and got on with it. And not to say Corey wasn't professional; he absolutely was. But I think I think
I know who you mean, but I can't remember the last name now. I do know. I have it somewhere.
There was a guy that we got on Shell Shock 2 who did a amazing. I've seen him in films since, and he was one of our VO actors on Shell Shock 2, which is an amazing game if you haven't played it. I'm joking.
There's a good question from Troy. When creating new puzzles, did you work closely with the programmers, or what was the workflow there? Did you pitch them your ideas and be told "fuck off" by Gibby?
I mean, I think.
Oh, look, Madonna.
Because we had such a good editor, we could do a lot of stuff without even bothering the programmers, couldn't we? Really, it was mostly things like traps. Stuff like that. With puzzles, we'd try and sort of stick to what was already in there, and if we needed something special, then we'd throw biscuits at Gibby until he agreed to program the puzzle that we needed, or the trap. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more Phil, to be honest with you, as in we'd have to get Phil, we'd plan our puzzles really around animations that So the grimmer you could make them, if it involved some sort of monstrous death, then Phil would be on board instantaneously.
Yeah.
But no, Gibby and Chris and Dell to some degree didn't want anything to do with the puzzles. They wanted to just program. I'm just about to kill myself. Hang on.
Can I just ask, by the way, you used a lot of teleportation portals, like here when you enter the old mill. Like, she doesn't actually go into it, she gets teleported, but you use camera angles to fake it. Does that make sense? Why was that?
So is it physically in the correct space, as in, or am I having to teleport her somewhere else?
You're fully teleporting her elsewhere entirely. I'll demonstrate.
I think some of that was down to overdraw. So I think it was sometimes easier just to teleport her to a new environment rather than just trying to put it in the existing environment. So I think that's what we did on a couple of occasions on Chronicles. I think we introduced teleporting on Last Revelation for a couple of bits, but I can't fully remember.
Was it? You mean it's too many polys?
Yeah, it was like if we wanted to have all this interior and then have the exterior, I think there were a couple of points in the game where it was just like, nope, it's not having it. That's what I can remember, but it might be incorrect.
See, look at that swinging on that beam there, though. I mean, that's
classic.
classic Assassin's Creed, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Is
it's
it
funny how
before
much it's
Assassin's
influenced.
Creed?
Yeah, it's just
Isn't it?
we did influence a lot, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and of course it's Toby, and you know who invented it, and but yeah, you know, all these little additional moves that have ended up in other games.
Yeah.
And whole other scenes that have ended up in Naughty Dog games. Strangely.
Hey.
What?
We do love Uncharted. I do. I'm not ashamed to say that. I know when I say that to Tomb Raider fans, they tend to look at me like I'm fucking heathen and infidel.
Yeah,
but no, I love
them.
Uncharted. They're great. They're much better than modern day Tomb
I
Raider
want
games.
to make a
Sorry
new
to say
one.
that.
Make a PlayStation one. Make a PlayStation Uncharted a PS5, please. Would be awesome.
Was the last Uncharted on PS4? You know, no, we love
PS4,
Uncharted. Yeah, I'm just
PS4,
saying
yeah.
that somehow
And PC as well. The last
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that don't count.
Excuse me.
I'm a
Fine.
console guy.
I'm a PC woman. With a V.
Yeah, well, teaching for 12 years, all the students only use PCs, whereas me and Rich just use consoles. And when I never play games on PC. PCs for doing work on, and consoles for playing games on.
I mean, my son Lucas, he's all about PCs. He's got like quite a good gaming PC, and he hasn't even got a console now. He was always Xbox when he was younger, but as he's got older, he's like 21, and he's full on PC. He plays everything on it. So yeah,
but it's because we do our jobs on PC, isn't it, Rich? That I don't want to sit in here doing playing games. I want to go through and sit in the lounge and play games. Did you start designing levels on paper, or did you directly start whiteboxing? Rich, did you?
Bit of both, weren't it? I think it will like create some rough rooms, like some rough situations, and test it out and see if it worked, like with gameplay or timing. And then if there was any like specific puzzles or traps, like you were saying earlier, Andy, you know, we'd sort of design them on paper, and then I just used to put it on Phil's desk and say, you know, make me something to kill Lara, and then he would do whatever he needed to do to make it fit within the puzzle or the trap. So yeah, it was a bit of both for me.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, no, I used to draw things out first, but only very roughly.
Yeah.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Oh yeah, guys, no, I saw that, Jason. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, okay,
we'll ask that in a second. We'll go back to it in a second. Regarding VCI, there were quite a few questions before that I did not pick. So if you're still here watching, please paste them again, because I can't seem to see the comments. We just keep it on the topic. Jason says inside the windmill area would heavily overlap over the outside level geometry in this area, so it will be help to us with it being separate area.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, I think it's really handy for us to be able to teleport, wasn't it? You just got them out of it. It's quite common in any sort of level design. You want to get the player into a complete clean area.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, we had like a maximum map bounds, didn't we? If you remember, there was like the overall map, and it could only be as big as I don't know what it was, 1024 blocks or whatever it was. I mean, the new editor guys will know more than me on that one, and I don't know if they've got the same limits that we had, or if they've self-imposed those limits. The new maps, I don't know.
There's a question for you, Rich. Look at that.
VCI, what do the textures look like? They were lifted. That's because they were. Yeah, I mean, Die Hard was a massive, huge influence on these levels, along with like The Matrix and, you know, loads of other spy movies that were out at that time. So yeah, you will definitely see similarities between this and those films, because they were direct inspiration. For sure.
And these laser things, we were saying the other day, weren't we? That was out of the original Resident Evil film. They had this sequence where that classic actor, black eyes, and Tony Thomas
with the lasers.
And it cubes him into pieces.
Yeah, Resident Evil again was another inspiration.
We're gonna need to have a look at the robots up close. Not this guy, obviously, but the robots, just to see whether it was indeed inspired by your face, Andy Sandham.
Robots.
I think it was.
Yeah,
As in
the cyborg.
mech guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. The cyborg.
yeah. In 2 levels.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely need to zoom in on that. Was he there, Rick?
I can't bloody remember, to be honest. I know what you mean. He has got similarities, but
I've got a big memory of seeing this before. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
That'd be one.
But I mean, we went through all the stuff together anyway. So I wouldn't
Level
say...
editor on this monitor Easter egg.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
nice.
What is that?
Playing around with it.
Oh,
It's
it's
the level
editor. All right.
There you go. He's even having a go. Not anymore.
Yeah, well, Rich is coming over here shortly for us to play through his levels, like to record the design process.
Yeah.
And we'll have I'll show Rich the new editor actually.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I've not,
I see that. You should live stream and making a level. That would be amazing.
Well, live stream is for young people, Ash. You know, we just want to sit and do
practice.
things
I
slowly.
am 37 in 7 days from now.
I mean, you're literally on a live stream now, so
Exactly.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying we haven't set it up. Set, you know, it's like
newest generation likes them all, just so you know. I'm not dating anyone under the age of 35, so
Ash, it would take a live stream for me and Rich sitting playing through the levels would take 3 days.
It would. It literally would. It'd be a marathon.
People are having a laugh.
3 days slog. Oh.
Nina says Rick and Andy should definitely build a new level together, and by new level I mean whole game.
Well, we'll have to see what happens when Rich comes over. Yeah,
That'd be nice.
If you need any help with the setup of audio, video, let me know. Shout. I can do instruction.
Right, mate,
Frankly, I can deliver you the camera if you want.
Can you make the game
drive
as well,
now?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not. I'm only good with the talking and pretending that I'm important. I'm actually not. So
we
like politicians.
We should do a level where you have to rescue a mummified Ash.
Oh my God! Yes, please.
Oh yeah, you have to, like put him on your shoulder and carry him through the level.
Or like Han Solo, where you have to defrost
it sounds like the gay wedding I will never have.
Yeah, and we could miniaturize him. We could use the VCI headquarters
and then send him into Von Croy's bloodstream.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Insert him into Von Croy's what?
Bloodstream, as in like Fantastic Voyage. It'd be mummified Ash in Von Croy's bloodstream.
Okay, if you guys are not gonna make it now, I'm gonna be so offended. I'm gonna call hate crime. People in the chat want to see this. So do I.
A line that was cut is restored. It's coming up imminently.
Were the lifts made with teleporters? Yeah, definitely. They were teleported. Lara was teleported through the lifts when we had like flip maps to do the destruction and going from floor to floor. We definitely used teleporters for that stuff. There was no other way of doing it really. She's not inside the lift when it's moving. It's just, we just warp Lara. So yeah. I hated that bit.
Is it like the Die Hard explosion down the elevator shaft?
I think it's meant to be, but it never fully worked properly. It was one of those things that just couldn't get right, to be honest. Yeah.
I can't get it right either.
It's horrible.
Why was these 3 levels they feel a bit, rushed, particularly the last one? Were you like very limited in time here, Rick?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're like bad quality. I mean, the bugs happen here quite often.
Yeah, I think it's because I was doing a lot of teleporting, a lot of flip maps, and some of the flip maps were happening almost as Lara was going through the room. Whereas a lot of flip maps we've controlled with like separate cameras and, showing you somewhere where Lara isn't in that room. But on this, there's collapsing staircases and, like explosions kicking off and certain things like that. And they were quite hard to time and get working within the engine. So it's like I was never fully happy with these levels just because I think I was like pushing it a little bit too far. And yeah, I was trying to like recreate the UFO moments, to be honest, not in terms of like doing that weird sort of mind bending room thing, but just creating moments that weren't typical of Tomb Raider. So yeah, we added quite a lot of stuff in there, like the site, and it was just, I don't know, just trying to
like do Area 51 and high security.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you look at those levels?
Yeah, well, I was involved in those levels.
Yeah.
We all
did
at them,
those
yeah.
levels.
Yeah, definitely.
So we had to share those levels. That was an extra level left over. That was the railgun, wasn't it? Out of that ropey Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
It was.
Yeah.
What was it called, that movie? He had like those weird glasses on, didn't he?
Yeah, just really ropey. I sent them to the cooler.
So yeah, yet another movie that was ripped off and homage paid to.
What are these things here? I don't remember that.
Like them little insect things that break out of the case, I think. Yeah. Reuse the scarabs, I think we did.
The eraser, thank you, Bubble Butt.
That's it. The razor.
God, it's amazing, isn't it? How we used to, all films used to go to the cinema and just watch some right old nonsense. And we used to think it was great.
Doing some great playing.
Yeah, well done.
Absolutely. Yeah. Headshots.
That's why I have him here, because I can't play this so well. And plus, it's really difficult to host and play. I've done it before. Jesus fucking Christ, never again.
I mean, those blokes with the weird laser gun things, I didn't want them to be one-shot kills for the head. I wanted you to be able to sort of, if you were quick enough, you could get them with a one-shot kill, but then they would have a visor that came down. And I don't think we could change the collision boxes on the guy to make him take more hits with his visor down. So, yeah, I thought they were a bit easy to kill, considering they look really hard and like hard as nails sort of thing.
No, I thought they were kind of mini bosses, so I was surprised when Seth shot them in the head there, but yeah.
That's it, yeah, you can just kill them really easily, as long as you've got the gun,
I mean, I think it's offset how easy it looks when you have to use digital controls. So like, because you had to make it work without analog sticks.
It was all digital back then, though, wasn't it? It was old school, I guess.
I still prefer to play it on keyboard. I just the grid is just so much easier for me. I can't do it on controller.
I bitched about the camera angles last time I was on the stream, and this is one of the worst ones. Like, this is a timed segment. Why would you do this, bro?
I know. We just couldn't get the camera to work without doing it. It kept breaking.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
In what way would it break? Because I can break them right now, and it's.
I know,
fine.
But honestly, we tried just running Lara around those stairwells without having fixed cameras, and it was
again, it's when I'm teaching students and they don't understand camera issues with regards, now cameras will automatically refuse to clip through walls, whereas the camera was a massive issue when we were designing Tomb Raider games. I
mean, like you said, they're a lot more sophisticated now, aren't they? The colliders on the camera, and how they interact with objects and stuff. And
you've just got game engines now, haven't you? You've got Unreal is is a monstrous powerhouse of a game engine where we had Gibby and Chris doing it.
This was
and obviously Gavin.
There's a good question for you, Rick. Was the gas mask plant in VCR levels? Once playing, I downloaded on Lara's face was a mask. I thought it was a glitch. Redolent save, but then no mask, still confused. Sorry, it carries on. Could it be part of the cancelled code somehow worked? Yeah,
I think that was a cancelled section of the level where we were going to have put a gas mask on, and she tripped some alarm, and then gas would come into the rooms and she would have to survive the gas. But as soon as we put anything that looked like gas particles in the rooms, it just broke the game basically because it couldn't handle that amount of transparency. So yeah, we ended up ditching it, which, you know, it's quite a nice game mechanic, but it just wasn't practical.
Yeah, that's beautiful bit that. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the X-ray machine, yeah. Guess what movie that's stolen from?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. What is it?
You don't know? Total Recall.
Oh, of course.
wow.
Yeah.
What happened to Lara's backpack, actually? That's a good question. It is like smaller in this.
Yeah, I think it would just. I think we tried it where it was going to be just like a black or a dark grey backpack, but some people said it needed to be, recognizable. But it is meant to be a different backpack, just to fit in with the stealth gear. So yeah.
There's a joke about Winston's farts and a gas.
Thank you, John.
Nice.
That is actually from the guy who dresses as Winston to the Derby events.
Oh,
just so you guys know.
Well done, Winston. Absolutely amazing cosplay.
I know you already talked about the office design, but damn, I love it so much. It still looks super modern and futuristic.
Except for the Twin Towers.
Yeah, I know.
Yikes on the bikes.
But yeah, I like how they've upgraded the office areas as well, because they were meant to be just simple, really easy to build rooms, basically, and little things to search objects.
We had quite a stockpile, didn't we? Then of actual textures from the other games that we could use. So definitely.
But
I do note, looking at some of the dialogue and having seen it previously, that it is very much a fat white man writing a black man dialogue. I noticed there's some stuff in there that I've written about move that bony ass or something, and I thought,
dear me. No.
So apologies for that, but yeah.
Poor Zip.
No, I think pretty much the Zip still stands up fine, because I mean it was effectively Argyle out of dialogue in the basement.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's who it's supposed to be, but it's just there's a couple of lines in there that are quite obviously two white men.
Yeah, I mean it was like a cross between Argyle and the I can't remember the character from the first Matrix film who was sort of piping through on the phone to her, like giving her directions. Where, Trinity, where she needed to get out and she needed to get to the phone booth, and he
operator.
That's it, the operator.
I forgot the name, but operator.
It was Lawrence Fishburne was the
Tank.
Morpheus.
There was another one as well who betrayed them later on. Terenate is not watching this. She's obsessed with me. That's hence her name, Terenate. It's actually Trinity. It's just we had a Turkish friend who could not pronounce Trinity, and he called her Terenate. That's how her nickname was born.
Nice.
We were friends since like 2007. We met because of Tomb Raider, and now we're like, we met in person multiple times. She lives in Croatia. You actually met her in Derby as well, multiple times, flying. And she works at Crystal G right now.
Yeah, we met. It's great to meet everybody at these events. Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a good question about level editor. Did level editor at the time allow you to see the whole level from a bird's eye perspective in 3D? Or will you only be able to see individual rooms?
I think we could basically fly around the whole thing.
It wouldn't. You can only see one room at a time because. I'm
thinking about the stuff.
Great.
Jason Gosling basically created a 3D map where you could see the whole level.
Right.
And he spent quite a while on that. Can you remember that? He spent about 6 months on it, and they had to remove it just because they felt that it gave the game away too much within the levels.
So you mean a mini map?
Yeah, it was like a full 3D version of the level. Obviously, no characters, no Lara, but you could basically spin it around and see stuff that I guess you're not meant to see. So it wasn't
like is it Remedy, the Star Wars game, Jedi?
Respawn.
You could. Yeah,
exactly.
Sorry,
like
Respawn. Respawn. where you got the 3D hologram of the level, which you still does confuse the living crap out of me.
Yeah, that's it. I think it was just overly complex, and yeah,
this is a great looking level.
it is lovely. The upgraded stuff, beautiful.
Compliments to you, Rich, and to the artists and the.
Geek Raider says Tomb Raider was so ahead of its time. Big props to the whole core team. And then there's a picture of Mona Peter, which is my emoji. You can use on my channel. Immortalized forever.
Like nice forced perspective there, because I couldn't build any more map.
This is very Resident Evil 1, this whole level. There's this lasers and this elevator crash. Yeah, clearly they were. This was before Resident Evil 1, though, wasn't it? It was 2001.
No, I think it was. Must have been after Resident Evil 1.
Yeah.
I shall ask the internet.
Sure
I think Resident Evil 1 was 1996 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, the game was, not the film.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
The movie, I think, was 2002. Okay, so they stole it from you guys.
All right.
I thought we nicked it from them.
Yeah.
No, other way around. This is 2 years before.
Wow. That's mental.
See, you don't give yourself enough credits. I remember when I was organizing the first Tomb Raider thing, in Play Expo, to have you guys to meet the fans for the first time since you've never done it for the 20th of Tomb Raider. Speaking of, you can watch it on my YouTube channel, all the highlights and stuff like that. It's all there, all the panels. And Rich messaged me saying, "Oh, how many people will show up? Like 20 or something." And I had a fight with the organizers at Play because 22. They did not expect it to be popular.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I want the main stage at prime time, and I will fill you that stage. And I did. There were no seats available. People standing around. People standing around. There's so many. We had we people from Ukraine, Canada, Australia, America traveling, Birmingham.
It would have been nice to be there.
What I mean is, you don't give yourself enough credit, Rich. You've done an amazing job. All you guys did. So you don't realize how many people you touched lives.
No, we do. Well, I think we do. I think we do, Ash. Yeah, we know that we've touched a lot of people's lives, which is amazing. But we also know that it was absolutely a team effort, and Toby and Heather and Neil kind of were. And Gavin, obviously.
We wouldn't have anything if we didn't have the level editor, would we? And
Heather's, always kind of she's still part of the core of Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I mean, Heather taught me the level editor. Neil to a degree, but it was mostly, Heather sitting down. I know. Bless him.
It's so weird. It broke me when the news broke out about that.
I know. Yeah. Well, because we were at the expo with Neil. Yeah.
At least he got to meet you guys before.
Yeah.
We're all dying.
In his retrospective, had an idea that the artist teleported Lara to a hell-like area as a way to just she's stealing it. What was your thoughts on the idea for the Iris B? What's an idea? Was always to work back to level 13?
That's the most confusing question I've ever heard.
I know. Yeah, I'm confused by the question. Sorry.
No, I don't think it was meant to go to another dimension, but that is a good idea, and I wish I'd have used that one now.
And there we go. We have another one following up. What happened? Just teleportation?
Yeah, it was. We had to change the color scheme just to make it look like it wasn't just her putting the iris into the pedestal and then it just doesn't do anything. So we had to make it look like it was at least teleporting her somewhere else, like into a twin room, basically, where the other teleporter was. So
is there an explanation behind this trap where the floor will kill her but water neutralizes it? It's so random.
Welcome to Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Maybe you're supposed to do it the other way around.
I think that'll be a case of another thing that wasn't working properly and we didn't have time to fix it, unfortunately.
The iris, just to clarify on the iris as well, explains how Von Croy escaped in the Tomb Raider 4 in the beginning when he was trapped with Iris in this orb thingy. So he used Iris to teleport out.
Yeah.
Here's another question regarding Iris from Bubble Buck. The Iris was in secret mansion room in Tomb Raider 3. Did you have a plan for the origin of that artifact when you put it in there, or was it just a cool thingy that later became a relic?
I think to a degree, we wanted some relic that extended between games.
Yeah.
And in Tomb Raider 3, it was just like, Phil, can you come up with something that looks cool? And it looks a bit like the R-Type weapon. I don't know if you remember the side-scrolling shooter where the spaceship has like this spinning orb attached to it. It looks a bit like the R-Type weapon.
I think
so. Yeah, he developed that, and then we thought it looked cool enough that we could, repurpose it to be used in Tomb Raider 4 and this. So we did.
I think we loved. We had an opportunity to create the lore of Lara, so we were inventing the lore of Lara Croft, really, from her birthday being an accident on February the 14th to, so each time I loved going back to the characters of Pierre and Larson, because I could kind of take the piss a bit out of the characters out of the first game, and we were building lore each game, and then you can access that lore and you can add more lore. So it's a hugely enjoyable situation to be able to create a sort of legendary. Lara is a legendary character even at that time, and we didn't invent Lara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember us sitting down and saying that we wanted a character that was like Belloc.
Thanks, girl.
And, oh yeah, cheers for that. So yeah, I think Von Croy was born from us wanting a Belloc type character that we could use like across multiple games, and just like the Iris, I guess it was just trying to get more Lara lore in there that stretched between games, like you said with Pierre and
Larson. Yeah, but the trophy room in 5. It's just really enjoyable to get together all the work you've done and put it into a room, and so you can look back on the history of Lara, because we were there from the very first game. I didn't work on the first game. I'm just saying that we saw the development of Lara and worked through to Tomb Raider 5, and that's like 5 years of lore, and we created the very initial lore of Lara. I mean, they've rebooted where she's, shooting men in parkas on an island, but yeah, a lot of the lore still exists.
Definitely.
About releasing the games on February the 14th. Obviously, is supposed to be Lara's birthday, which I think was something that Susie came up with because she couldn't think of an answer to her.
It's like Susie had a bit of a hand in that sort of
she did, absolutely,
Well, she sort of helped out with some of that stuff, because I guess she had to deal with the press,
Yeah, she did, yeah. That's easily great, yeah.
Is the older man with the poppy on his lapel Von Croy's father?
This guy.
I don't think so.
He's actually Von Croy from the future. He's used the Iris to. He's used the teleporter to the Iris.
It doesn't travel through time, does it?
Yeah.
Are you pulling my leg now?
That was actually the plot of the. No, I'm joking.
Don't
do that. Some people will believe it.
No, that is true, because in Angel of Darkness, Von Croy has not only, he's turned up.
He's
in
very
Paris.
old.
He came from the future.
He came from
Cappadocia.
So we don't know who that man is.
No, I think it is just meant to be like Von Croy's right-hand man. To be honest, I don't think it's his dad.
It's like The Apprentice, where you've got the old dude stands next to Alan Sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the little red rose on his pocket.
So Geek Raid, I didn't
Oh, there
I
you
never wrote in any deaths for any of the classic characters as if I could avoid it. I found Pierre and Larson hilarious, so hopefully not. That's more of a comedy. It was really nice to write in some comedy to Tomb Raider, and we always had a comedic edge, but to actually write it into the script, I thought was very enjoyable.
Absolutely, yeah. Worked.
Look at this classic traversal.
I know this was a slightly bigger stairwell, so we could actually have the proper camera. But these were the instances where the flip map was happening while Laura was in the room. So these did break quite a lot, and it took a lot of testing and repeat playing to get them to
Of course, yeah.
work properly.
This is the holy grail, isn't it? Of 2000s, early 2000s game development is having a helicopter chasing a character. If you could get that into the game, you'd done it. Yeah, that was it. That's what you were aiming for. Yeah. Everybody's trying to get in a helicopter chase. If you did it, sorted.
And you've done it 3 times or 2 times in this level.
I know.
Is there
Just can't get enough.
Jean-Yves
from the
question.
Jean-Yves was originally in TR5, and I still had a videotape of the original cutscenes, but he was replaced by Lara's cousin, I think, who was strangely a black man. So not sure how that.
I know we had to take him out, didn't we?
Yeah,
well, you replaced him with the what's his name, the guy who is with her in Russian levels. Seth will know the name.
Charles Kane.
Kim, thank you.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, right, I see.
Here's a good message for you guys from 5 Survive. Classic Tomb Raider will always be one of my favorite, if not the most favorite game series of all time. Great memories, great characters, and I made some friends who loved it just matched me. So did I.
Thank you, 5 Survived. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Glad we've got Ash for
I wouldn't be here if not Tomb Raider.
I was going to say that, but I thought it might sound
a bit alive.
No, it's all right. Yeah, literally, like 7 days from now is like anniversary of my attempt of unaliving myself. But my friend who I met because of Tomb Raider took me out. She's actually here. Paranormal Activity. Shout out to you for saving my life. Look what you done. Sorry, talking about heavy stuff here, and I'm making a joke about it.
No, not at all. No, I think.
Let's go to Pierre landed softly on a line who was passing by. The basically he breaking not PS but the lines. Yes, that explains it all.
Thank you, 5 Survived. Yeah, I'll write that into the backstory of.
Imagine someone you have to use stairs to climb all the way to the top of the.
I know. No. You won't want to do that.
So these little. There was a shooting gallery in 4, wasn't there? But just these little bespoke sequences, it's like really great stuff.
Try and sort of reuse stuff, didn't we? Wherever we could, it was like, why not? If it's already there and you can sort of modify it a bit and drop it in, might as well. Oh look, it's the Matrix.
But Rich, if you think that it was you that built this level. Other than we've got Phil doing the animations, and obviously we've got a great programming team, and but it's 8 people, but you primarily it's you that has built this, now people if you've got a game, if this is an updated version and one person had done it, people wonder how on earth you manage it.
You look at Uncharted and how many artists are working on one level in that game. You've got you've got botanists who all they do is just plant plants and foliage and greenery and somebody who's like a rock expert who literally just does build rock formations, and it's like
that's sometimes that's what I feel like sometimes, Rich. I'm a rock expert.
You are a rock.
This was quite forward thinking. The grapple gun. Now every game has grapples.
Yeah,
we always wanted to do that was the other 2000 thing is to get a grapple gun, but Rich always wanted to get a grapple gun in, but the problem is that you can obviously it's really hard to manage and police where you're going to get to in the
exactly.
levels. So so obviously the common technique is to give highlighted points you can grapple gun to, but like in the Thief games. But
But most games do that, don't they? Like they allow you to grapple onto certain points, but I'm just started playing Assassin's Creed Shadows at the moment. That lets you grapple everywhere, pretty much. Absolutely brilliant.
I can hardly recommend Immortals Phoenix Rising by Ubisoft, set in ancient Greece with a very canon Greek mythology and lots of inappropriate jokes. But it is based on Assassin's Creed Ancient, so you can climb everywhere. But it's so much fun. Honestly, I think this is the best Ubisoft game they've done in years. It should be fairly cheap as well. It's very cheap. They kind of did not promote it very well because they focused on Assassin's Creed, which is a big shame, really. But it's an amazing game.
Angelina Jolie TR movie. So so Jez went off to the first one of those, and he came back, and he was like happy as a Sam boy, talking about how he'd seen an actress like on a big elastic bands flying about in this room. We were in the middle of crunch, what have you, and we were like, "Okay, Joe, that's great, Jason." He was like, "Yeah," he says, "I didn't get on with the director, but I liked. She was flying about all over the place, and we were like, it's Lara Croft on elastic bands, well, whatever."
Who did the first one?
I think he was like a director version of
something
Jez.
West. Yeah, Simon West. Yeah, because he
was like Jez, but in the film industry. But and we so we knew nothing about it. I think Toby was actually invited to the premiere, which is the only right thing they did. But no, I don't think we even really related them to the games, did we? We just
no, not really.
I remember enjoying it, and
it was all right.
Daniel Craig was in it, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yep.
I think he was Larson.
No, he was.
He was like Larson.
Person with the last name West. Alex West.
There you go. But I thought the second one was better than the first one, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
I like the music in the second one.
Yeah,
I really liked it, but I didn't like either of those films. And I haven't watched the latest Tomb Raider movie or the animation because I'm cool like that.
The 2018 film is good.
Was it almost good? I don't want to watch that. But, however, I just paste a link in the chat for you guys who like Tomb Raider movies. It was the original script that was sent to core design for approval or like consultation, I suppose. It's about 70 pages long, I think. It is all scanned on my website. You can have a look. It's completely different to what we ended up with, and I actually would definitely watch that over that any day. But that's just me.
That's interesting because obviously they got that sent through, and then management didn't run that past any of us who were making the games.
Actually, that script was at core because Murty stole it for me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he stole it for himself, but then he gave it to me.
Was that Tomb Raider 1 or 2?
First one.
Because I read through an early draft of the second movie script that Jez sort of just threw it at me and just said, "Tell me what you think," and it got aliens in it. So I just said, and like I think Laura went to the moon or something. So I was like,
I left you a PDF link if you guys want to download it.
So I just
I like the sound of that. That's like Area 51, isn't it?
I know, but it wasn't done like Area 51. If they'd have introduced the aliens like that, it would have been cool. But
Paranormal Activity is correct that Ash does need to play Lara in the next.
I want to be Janice. Actually, Geek Raid is here. He's supposed to come to my house one day and do a live stream when he's turning me into Janice. However, one term and conditions apply. I'm keeping the beard, so you have to do something with it. But I actually have Lara Croft's outfit, believe it or not. Last time I went to Derby, a good friend of mine, Rachel and Jack, actually got me Lara's costume. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for everyone to have a look and heard their eyes. Those shorts are tight, I'm gonna tell you that.
Dear me.
There you go, Andy, it's you.
Oh, is that me? All right.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, it is handy, yeah.
Can you do the zoom in on the face for us?
Yeah.
Or
I
if you
managed
have
to-
done, I
I
missed it.
managed to take a picture of him while he was asleep.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, thanks, Rich, because that is quite a handsome version of me, actually, to be honest with you. But yeah, thank you.
Aw.
That's it.
Nice work, mate. Thank you.
It was Phil, weren't it? But I think it was a certain point where you were unconscious at your desk, and I lifted
right.
your head up, and then Phil got the shot. Or maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know.
Story of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I
trying
forgot
to
about
get.
it. Yeah. Cool.
Create. Okay, there you go.
Nice.
It's a bigger level than I remember, actually.
It is bigger than what I thought as well.
Yeah.
It's got a lot.
'Cause I thought
Don't skip the last cutscene. We need to see it. The very last. I mean,
See it. Okay.
yes. Well, watch it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm foreign.
Whatever it means.
Okay, whatever. There you go. If anyone wants to have their eyes cursed, here's me as Lara Croft. Have a look. I will drop it in private chat as well for you guys if you
I
want.
was going to say I wanted to have a look. Yeah.
And
here
for
we
you,
are.
I will
Let's
dress
have
as her anytime you want, dear.
Have it.
Oh, hang on. Allowed the use of cookies. Well, why not?
You
If
like
I'm going to
cookies?
say, what? I'm so old. I haven't actually logged into Instagram before.
Oh God.
Can I put it into this? Let me have a look. I might be able to drop it.
Just send
in
me the photo.
stream.
Yeah.
I will be able to just drop it onto the stream now.
That'd be
We will
good, yeah.
pause the game for a sec, and we will.
let's have it.
Yeah. Right
Image
now.
file. Yeah, can you pause the game for a sec?
Yeah.
Everyone, this is the outfit that Rachel and Jack made for me. Well, they made for themselves, I suppose, and then they gifted it to me last Derby. And yeah, let's have it. There you go.
Hey,
Those shorts murdered my
Outstanding.
genitalia.
What have you put down those shorts, Ash?
I'm sorry, I don't have a vagine. My mangina is actually decently sized. So
And
there
how
you
come
go.
you? What's going on with the six pack? Have you put in a few little cushions down around it?
That's actually
I
quite a good
Guys,
six.
excuse me.
I'm saying you have
and-
got a six pack.
I
I'm
know.
saying well
I
done,
go
mate.
bouldering and stuff. I'm actually quite. You can't tell it, but I do have a six pack. You're just being flooded by Pepsi Max.
You took a screenshot. Did it? No.
For your, there you go. Let's
For
go
my
back into it.
Personal collection.
My Tomb Raider collection.
Oh, I've been called it the. Oh, there you go. That the mantle toe. I never heard that one before.
Oh, mammal toe.
For a
Excellent.
bottom boy, I am quite gifted. Should have used the duct tape. Yes.
It's suddenly
Mr.
moving away from the
I know.
design of Tomb Raider.
It is.
This is actually like one of my Tomb Raider 3 levels. It's like it seems to be the size of the universe.
Or is it just Lara going around the same bit a million times?
Oh, is it?
I don't
Okay,
know. Yeah,
right.
I think it is.
Nah, it is a really big level. It's really good, to be honest.
Oh, now
Thank
all
you.
the people are liking that photo on Instagram. Thank you, guys. 134 likes. Okay, good.
Good work. Good work.
Oh, here's the helicopter bit again.
Hey!
Oh, that
Nice.
music is
Epic set
serving.
piece.
There you go.
Wow. The helicopter chase, amazing.
Look at
Oh,
that.
it's back again, look. With the helicopter's eye view.
Chain
this-
guns as well. You say you miss all them things,
know.
don't you?
Destructible environments and everything. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the door doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Get out of there.
It's American door. Of
Hey.
course, it doesn't work properly.
And he's back. No.
Love you, Americans.
Oh, this was a really nasty bit that just kept breaking as well because of the sort of flip map while Laura's in the room thing. It kept not triggering when it should trigger. So that was evil. the whole
God,
bit.
it's huge though, Rich. I'm amazed that it's the level is this big.
This is bigger than what I thought it was, to be honest. It's
That's
some
what he
little-
said.
way bigger than I remember.
Normally, Andy would make that joke.
I know.
I was steering clear of it after the Mantle tour.
Oh, hang on a minute. There is some gas. There is gas. So we kept the gas, but we didn't have the gas mask.
There's so many
yeah,
like bespoke game mechanics in this. It's amazing. You've got right, what's going on?
Yeah,
Is it walking there?
Winston does apologize for the gas.
Awesome.
Imagine making a robot that can be damaged with fart gas like that. Andy, can you explain to us why does farts affect you in that way?
Well, you haven't worked in the Tomb Raider environment with 8 men trapped in a room.
It's definitely
Oh, this is funny.
giving you a bit there, isn't he?
I can't believe Seth is finishing all these 3 levels in like under an hour. What the hell?
I'm not getting secrets, so you know. And
Well,
I did take a
but
slight
still.
shortcut.
It still takes bloody forever for me.
Well,
I
no,
think
good
I was
work,
stuck here for 5 hours last time I
Took me
played.
3 days to do one level.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
no,
made levels.
I made the first Tomb 3 level. Genuinely took me 3 days to play through it.
Yeah. It's
And I still managed to exploit my way across half of it and miss half of the level out.
oh man, it's pesky game testers that used to do that, innit? Break all our levels with their shortcuts and not tell us.
Yeah, that's what they're there for, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dave was on the Dave Ward was on the YouTube commenting.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
just saying how horrific it was. Yeah.
Oh, we
Memories.
got a question here for you from El Ricon de Leon. I nearly said Maricon de Leon. Jesus Christ, I need help. Sorry, for Spanish people out there. Hello, everyone. Big hug from afar for. I'll try it again. Hello, everyone. A big hug from afar to Tumba Fashion, the original developers of Tomb Raider. I'd like to ask a question. I've been gnawing up for a while. When did Pierre actually die in Tomb Raider 96 or Tomb Raider Chronicles after his fault in Colosseum?
So I don't remember him full. I remember that wasn't Pierre the original skateboard guy or something. I seem to remember that he was actually killed in Tomb Raider 1.
There was Tomb Raider 1, Pierre, there was Larson, and there was a skateboard guy, which is different character.
Okay.
I think it was called Kid something.
Yeah.
How was he killed in the Colosseum? I can't remember.
Well, she shot him.
Okay.
No,
That must
he
be it
fell
then.
down a pit.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, she let him go,
Oh.
didn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean,
that
sorry,
was-
Colosseum and Tomb Raider Chronicles. Yes. She
yeah.
the fit. Yeah.
So that was supposed to infer that it was like a kind of comic strip type death.
Yeah.
So he wasn't supposed to die. No. I didn't want to kill any of the characters that Toby had created, really. Even though I wanted to have a bit of a laugh with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
And
you,
we,
Georgie. Yeah. I didn't enjoy them.
David was literally my dad's name.
Well, Dave
Nina
was a
just
legend,
docked
so,
herself.
Good
It
choice.
is.
Yeah. Dave is a legend. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Let's watch this. Let's watch this. I do like the toast that they make at the end.
Nice.
Anything where they could save frames on the FMV, anything she could do that would save about 5 frames, she did it.
Yeah.
Um,
Make it as short as it can be.
what was that sequence from, Rich?
That
we
one.
nicked that from somewhere.
Was it not from Batman? Like the Tim Burton Batman?
Maybe, but I think it was from Escape from New York.
Ah, yeah.
The landing on the roof of the skyscraper with the.
Yeah. It was. You're right. Yeah, that was
This
another
always made us
influence.
emotional. This made us emotional, didn't it? When it came through, Rich, when we saw this, we actually. I remember being quite emotional.
Yeah. It was pretty well done, to be honest. That and the Tomb of set level. I did try and make it look a bit like that, the FMV level as well, and just tried to make that have like some sort of connection to this.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, it was all right.
There we go, done. Is
go.
that perfect timing, Seth? Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for spending your time with us today and answering all the questions. We're gonna be back for the Angel of Darkness in a couple of weeks. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook. I'm just gonna drop all the links. I also have a Discord that I hardly fucking ever touch, but I will announce on it, obviously. So make sure to join everywhere to not miss the announcement when we have Angel of Darkness. We should have Murty with us as well.
Nice.
On that stream. Andy, I know you never worked on that game, but it would be nice to have you there anyway.
Yeah.
So you could
Absolutely.
be another inappropriate person, not just myself. And thank you all for watching as well. And thank you, Seth, for playing the game, because I would not be able to.
No worries.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Before we go, Seth, show us the special thanks when you are in this. Show us your name. Show us your name.
It's
Show off.
Where is it? It's like right at the bottom.
You can do up and down,
Thanks for all the fans for supporting us after all this time. So this is my last game really. So
but you still with us, Angel of Darkness, though. On the stream.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go
Thanks for all the
find
kind
the
comments. It's really cool to know that people are still enjoying the originals, and seeing them kind of reborn in these remasters is really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not that deep, to be honest.
Oh, it is. We need to find you.
Come
Hold on,
on,
before we
it.
sign off.
Let's have it.
Let's go through all the Spanish voice actors first.
Actually, whilst we're here, if you collect all the roses, show extra friends. Difference. Didn't find what? Sorry, I'm confused with that question. I know if you can collect all the roses secrets in Chronicles, it unlocks concept arts for the Angel of Darkness and stuff. Is that what the question is?
Extra special thanks. Here are a lot of fans.
There you go.
Seth Fraser is me.
Whoa.
Really cool people.
Awesome.
And I was further up as communications for Saber just because
no one cares.
No, I know. I'm not
totally.
important. To be fair, I done very little work. It's all the other guys who done all the work. I just showed up there. Just showed up there and said hi. Put me in credits. Not really. Thank you all guys for watching, and make sure to follow me, as I said, and for the Angel of Darkness stream. Hopefully Peter Connolly will be with us as well, and we'll see you all later. And when next we see you, I will be 1 year older because my birthday soon. Don't want that. 18.
18. Oh, 18. Sorry.
30-fucking-7. Okay, here I said it. That's how long I'll be.
Well, it's time to squeeze back into the shorts. And on that note,
subscribe to Andy's OnlyFans. Before we go, I'm gonna just drop Andy's YouTube channel once again across all the platforms, and your book as well, which we mentioned earlier. So please ensure you buy them. Regarding Andy's YouTube channel, you need to subscribe to it and watch videos so he gets his part.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I'm only about 7,000 hours away now, so should be done by 2097.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for always being so supportive.
See you soon. See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Oh my fucking god, you're not supposed to see me now. But now you do. Love, yes. Bye.